This is my desk. It's where, since the pandemic, I've done the majority of my work, whether it be composing, teaching, taking classes, taking the hardest, but probably the most fulfilling class I've ever taken, and also taking one of the worst. For many people, working and creating is best done in kind of a solitary state, and I get that that's a personality trait, and for me, this is just not the case. It's probably my least favorite and worst and least productive way of working. Prior to the pandemic, I found myself working in a lot of different types of spaces, such as Starbucks or other coffee shops, or even the occasional bar when the mood was right and I was in that right headspace. So today, I thought I'd take you through my day where I'm gonna go work at a coffee shop and I'm gonna go work at a bar. I am gonna sit on a patio for both of these, but I just wanted to see how, after working like this for a year, how this changed, how my working environment changed. This is the first time I'm doing it. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 18th of May, and I have never done this. I'm filming this before. I'll take you on a quick walk over to the coffee shop, and I'm gonna take you on a walk to the bar, and we'll see what happens. If you like this idea, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do all the things. It's really helpful. So thank you.
So I wanted to start and just talk a little bit about how I even get started. And that, first off, a working environment doesn't necessarily have to be working at a desk. And it doesn't have to be like, yes, I like to work at coffee shops. Yes, I like to work at bars. But one thing that I think is really important to also talk about for my process is going on a walk. And I really think a lot about the passive act of composing. I know that we talk a lot about the active act, sitting with your notation software, sitting with staff paper or at a keyboard or however you work. And that is important. I'm not saying that it's not, because I definitely do all of that. But sometimes just going for a walk and thinking is really helpful. And sometimes that thinking can be while listening to a podcast or listening to music. But I find that just being active and getting out there can be a really helpful way. It's really strange right now because I'm walking with a backpack, which is something I haven't done at all since the pandemic has started. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. So I'm gonna just walk. It's about a 15-minute walk. So I'll see you when I get to Starbucks. Okay, so I just finished working at Starbucks for the last, hour and a half or so, and I wasn't getting much work done. And I think that one of the reasons why was because as I got there, I noticed that there were a couple other people working who also mentioned that they got recently vaccinated. And as we sit there talking, they're like, "What are you working on?" And this is something that I would normally ignore, probably. But today I had a really great conversation with 3 med students who are studying, and it's not something that I would normally stop and have a conversation about. But I think that right now I'm so craving real world conversations with people without masks, with new people, and it was just such a refreshing thing to do. So while it wasn't a good working space, it was definitely a good day. I'm now headed over to go work at a bar over. I actually have a quick meeting with somebody, but then after that I'm going to go work on some more at a bar, because I think that I'll have more luck there, because it's still a little early, and so I don't think it'll be too crowded. But for me, working in public places is about being around people. So I don't know if maybe I need to try something different, but we're gonna see. We'll see how it goes. So I just finished my meeting. I had to go back home for the meeting because it was just a little loud at the where I was working before. And so I just finished that. One of the things that I think that I'm noticing now that I've had the opportunity to work in a public space is that the more collaborative nature of my work, where I'm meeting with people regularly, doesn't work as well if I'm in public places and we're meeting on Zoom, which is not something that happened prior to the pandemic. If I was meeting with people, it'd be either in person or maybe on a phone call, but it wasn't that frequent. And I think I've normalized, actually, I want to talk with you as much as I possibly can. So something that was unexpected, but anyways.
So I wanted to check back in, let you know how this experience went. So after working, I worked at a coffee shop and I worked at a bar today, which is something, like as I said, I used to do all the time. And I think that what I learned was that I actually have really started enjoying working in the working environment that I have. And so what I've learned from this experience is that maybe your ideal working environment is not what you think it is, and it's just that you've gotten really comfortable working in one way, and you haven't experimented with trying different modes. One thing that I think really helped a lot was me going on walks. That part I definitely helped with the inspiration aspect of things. But I will say that I was very easily distracted at the different places. And I didn't used to be that way. I was really good at tuning things out. But I think that where my head's at right now, people are now distracting because I want to engage with them, which is exciting. But I think it really helps. It's something to think about that I think I was taking for granted just how important people are to me. And so, it's a weird situation. It's a weird thing to learn, but and I'll probably experiment trying different locations, trying different coffee shops, trying different headphones, different modes of compositional things. But I was wrong, which is weird because I wasn't expecting to be. So, anyways, let me know in the comments below what your ideal mode of composition is. One thing that I might try is composing like outside by a stream. Maybe there's a really nice river nearby that has some seating areas that I think could be really, really helpful for me because you still get to not be stuck inside, but it's also not surrounded by so many distractions. And I'll also think I will probably try maybe other coffee shops. The one thing that I will say that was different than some of my other compositional things was that in other, in the past, I'd be working inside, and I don't know if working inside or outside made a big difference. Who knows? Until I try it next time, which I'll maybe try in a couple weeks. But if you liked that I experimented and tried this out, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things. And as always, just keep being creative, and thank you for watching.